Hey guys, so for today's video, I am testing out the new KKW Beauty Bake Conceal and Highlight? Whatever, we got the concealer, the brightening powder, and then the baking powder. So I actually had my alarm set to purchase the kit, and then the alarm never went off. So the shade that I wanted had sold out, so I ended up picking some shades that weren't like the top on my list, but I think I can still make them work. So for the concealer, I have the shade number 4, and then for the baking powder, I have the shade 2, and then the brighten, I have the shade 3, which this is the shade that I did want, so I'm happy that I got it. It wasn't sold out by the time that I got to it. It's like a really pretty pale yellow shade. And I believe number 2 is more of a pinky shade, which I normally would use a yellow, but for baking, I feel like I actually might like this. The only thing that I'm a bit like meh on is the shade number 4. I feel like I would have been better with the shade 5 or 6, since I believe this is cool tones. You guys know I like to do a under eye that is more warm. But either way, we're gonna make it work and test it out today. So just a little overview on the packaging. I think it's really nice. I do wish it was a little bit bigger. When concealers are a little bit small, it just, I don't know, makes me not want to use them as much. I don't know why. I just kind of like when they have a little bit of a longer packaging, but it is really nice. The classic KKW nude pink. I am really in love with the packaging for the baking powder. It comes in a acrylic little box. I really like it. And I like how it's not a huge package for this one actually, since I guess loose powders can be kind of hard to store, but with this it would fit in most organizers. And then you still have the classic KKW nude pink. And you have the shade name on the bottom there with the grams and everything that comes in it. The packaging for the brightening powder is so gorgeous too. I love the acrylic packaging, but still has the underlining KKW Classic Nude Pink. This is a pretty small kind of packaging size. It's more the size of like a blush and less of a powder. So I already have my foundation done and my eyes and the brows so that we can just focus on testing out the under eye and concealing products. I have heard that a lot of people are actually really loving this concealer, but to be honest with you, I kind of didn't want to spoil it. I didn't want to watch that many reviews, but I've seen like on Twitter, like Kim Kardashian tweeted that people are loving it. You know what? I think I'm actually going to contour first, just for the sake of the thumbnail. I think I want to take a thumbnail where like I have the concealer on, so I think I need to contour first. To keep this video in the theme of KKW Beauty, I'm going to use the contour stick, but I'm just going to take the shade medium and do the nose with that. Okay, accidentally I took the dark shade on the nose, but it's okay. We're gonna stick with the dark shade, and I'm gonna use that around the lips. Taking the medium side, I'm gonna put that on my e.l.f. brush and just add this as a little bit of a cream bronzer. For contour, I really want to take the Wet n Wild Wears Walnut. Okay, so let's go ahead with the concealer. I'm really excited to see the formula on this. It just has a regular little wand. I find the packaging to be like a bit too small, but we'll see. Just trying to follow like the photo that she has, just so I can, I don't know, do the same shape, get the same vibe. This is a really light shade for me. But you know what? I don't find the undertone to be too cool. Like I thought it would be too pinky. Okay, so I'm gonna blend this out with my 3D HD sponge by Sigma. I feel like I did put quite a bit concealer on. But you know what? It's blending out really nicely. This shade is hella light for me. I definitely feel like I would have been good with shade 6. Whew. Well, it's definitely going to brighten, that's for sure. You know what? It's blending out really, really nicely. I feel like it's super full coverage, but I put a lot on, so I can't tell. Oh my god, look how crazy I look right now. Okay, I put way too much on. You know what? Like, I will say, for the amount that I put on, it doesn't look cakey. Like, my pores are not, like, super enlarged. Like, it just looks still flawless. I like to put a lot of concealer on anyways, you guys know that. I just find it gives that glam finish to a look. I actually am really liking this concealer so far. I feel like it doesn't look cakey. It looks so like airbrushed and flawless underneath the eyes, even though I put a lot on. Like, I'm actually shocked by the amount that I put on that it looks this good, because I was kind of worried there for a second. I was like, oh no, like, did I do too much? Is it gonna, you know, look cakey? But no, like, it still looks good. So if you're the type that likes a lot of concealer, this concealer is gonna be for you, because you know, you're not going to get that cakiness even if you layer it. Wow, I actually really like this. You know what? It reminds me a lot like of the Shape Tape concealer. So I believe the next step now is to bake. So I have it in the shade 2, and I really like the packaging. So I am just going to take some of the baking powder on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use the other side of the Sigma sponge. Ooh, I'm excited for this, because the last time I baked underneath the eye was when I did a video testing Kim Kardashian's old contour routine, like the original one that leaked, like 2012 I'm talking about. And it was so much fun because I actually really liked it. That's the last time I baked, well, no, that's not the last time I baked my under eye, but anyways, what I'm saying is that it's reminding me of it. So I'm happy that she came out with I don't want to put too much up here. Gonna do a little bit. I'm happy that she came out with like a kit, because I'm actually liking it so far. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for about a minute or two. I don't want to let it sit for too long, because I just find it, I don't know, it doesn't, like, baking doesn't do too good when you let it sit too long. So maybe just about a minute or two. Okay, so it's been about a minute and a half, and I am going to brush this off now. I'm curious to see how this powder is, because I know there's different shades, so that means that the powders have like a tint to them. Normally, like, if I was to bake under the eye, I would just use translucent. Okay, I'm not crazy about the baking powder. I don't know, I feel like, let me get close to with you guys. I don't know, I'm not crazy about the baking powder. Am I crazy, or does the baking powder have like a little bit of reflecting in it? It almost looks like it has a little bit of like a sheen to it, which I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. And I feel like it kind of made the under eye look kind of old. Like, I feel like now I look a little bit aged and a little bit cakey. Ooh, you guys, I am not a fan of the baking powder. I'm gonna see how I can like fix this. Maybe I'll use like the sponge and go over it since it's wet, hopefully. Okay, so I feel like that looks a little bit better. I just, like, you know, patted it off with a damp beauty blender. So I don't think I'm a huge fan of the baking powder. Maybe I'll try it again, but I don't know, I really did not like that. But now we're gonna test out the brightening powder. I've never used this many products underneath the eyes before. Wow, this actually feels so paper thin. It almost feels like air. Like, it feels like thin air. You can see Sugar in the background sleeping. Wow, this feels incredibly thin. So I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but I didn't buy any of the tools that the kit comes with, just because, to be honest, I've never been a huge fan of the KKW brushes and tools, so I really just didn't want to waste my money. I did purchase all these products by myself with my own money, because I'm just not on their PR list. So I don't know, I just didn't want to waste my money on the tools, because I have bought the tools in the past and I just didn't like them. I wasn't a fan of them. But I know that this comes with a brush to use for this, so I figured I'm going to use a brush that I already like. Sometimes I'll use a sponge, but to keep it in the theme of like what she uses a brush. So let's just use a brush. And I believe she just dabs a little bit, like kind of right here, like where you would get like the darker circles, just to really help brighten. Oh yeah, that's nice. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. I like that a lot. And it feels really, really thin and smooth under the eye. Oh, I really, really like that a lot. Wow, so far I'm a huge fan of the concealer kit minus the baking powder. I'm surprised by how much I like it, because ever since I've used the Tarte Shape Tape, like, it's really hard for me to find any other concealer that I really like. And I really like this one. I can see myself using it more and more and again and again. Only thing I will say is that the shade is extremely bright, so I think I might go ahead and purchase the shade 5 and 6 so that I can play around with it more, just because I know that this shade is just hella light for me. But I don't mind the tone of this shade. Like, I think this was described as cool tone, so I was like, oh, I was a little bit disappointed when I purchased it, but I was like, whatever, I'll make it work. But I don't find it to be pink. I thought it would be pinky. It's not. It has a really nice neutral warm undertone. So in theme of KKW, I am going to bronze up the face and kind of set that cream bronzer with the KKW Contour Kit, the powder one. Actually, it made me think, like what's the difference between this powder and these? And I just swatched them quickly. Huge difference. This is not as pigmented and not as finely milled as this is. Like this is very pigmented but extremely smooth and extremely finely milled. I really, really like this. So I am going to mix both of those contour shades and just bronze up the skin. I always like to drag a little bit of bronzer on the chest. I am going to finish up the eyes. I'm actually using this Shade and Light contour palette. Now I'm just going to line. I haven't lined my eyes in so long. Okay, so I feel like we're good to go for that. Now I'm gonna move on to the lips. I'm gonna use the NYX Natural Lip Liner. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Kylie Cosmetics Birthday Suit. And finish up with a little bit of Lower Lash Mascara. I'm gonna finish up with the Glam Glow Glow Setter. Alright, so that is pretty much it, you guys, for the KKW Concealer Kit First Impressions review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Overall, I actually am really, 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 really impressed. Like, this is high quality product. I'm not impressed with the baking powder, so let's just take that out of the equation. But other than that, I'm really impressed with these products. Like, I feel like they're top notch, you know? They're not just good, they're high quality. Like, I would give the concealer a solid 10 out of 10. The powder, a solid 10 out of 10. Definitely worth my money. I'm really excited that I got this. I just want to pick up the shade 5 or 6. I'm gonna have to kind of choose. 4 will look really nice once I have like a lighter tan. I did purchase the KKW and Mario collection, which I'm beyond excited for. I just picked up the entire kit collection all together. Super excited for that. I will do a first impressions review on that as well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and select the bell notification icon thingy beside the subscribe button so that you can get notified for every single video that I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.